Good afternoon. I hope everybody's having a great day. I don't know if you guys can hear me or not.
I hear you loud and clear, man.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I literally am like, I'm just now getting off of work. It's like so crazy. It was like 3:59. I'm like, oh, oh snap. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get off. So,
Who says men
um,
can't multitask, eh? Who
what's
says
up?
that men can't multitask?
Yeah, seriously, like it's comical. Like you do so many things throughout the day and do everything you can to make sure things work out perfectly. And it's like, man, I was hauling ass on like every single job to ensure that I got off at a reasonable time. I mean, I even skipped lunch. So if anybody's like, you're not committed, I say they're wrong. So.
Yeah, you skipping lunch is serious, dude. That's a no-go.
You also got to be balanced. I'm a firm believer in that. So,
Yeah.
um,
Oh yeah, definitely.
while everybody's piling in, if you guys could definitely like and retweet the room. I'm gonna get the actual post up in the nest, and we'll get everybody else in here. And if you guys would like to start with introductions, we can have you guys go through and say what who you're with and all that good stuff. Whoever'd like to go first.
Hey, I'll hop in. DeFi Zoo Racer here. I am representing the player gaming blockchain. I was here on the first hot games cold wallet discussion. Definitely enjoyed, the first discussion. Definitely something I feel like we need to speak about more in crypto and gaming. The player gaming blockchain. Strong believer in decentralization and security, but also making the games easy and accessible and, onboarding users that maybe aren't familiar with crypto and Web3, but still giving them a secure experience as well, getting into our gaming ecosystem. Happy to be here again and looking forward to the discussion.
And I'm so happy a lot of you guys came back. That's the thing. It's like there's so many spaces going on at the same time. It's really hard to schedule some of these things out, and I don't like stepping on toes for a lot of the people that I deeply respect in this space and ones that have really helped like kind of push my career in Web3. So I really respect like Sam and especially Doug. Like Doug Hype's like a really good friend. So I really do my best to like try to make sure that these spaces aren't like smack dab in the middle of theirs or something, you know what I mean? So, but it's tricky, man. You're gonna have to pick a time slot, and this is the best one that works for me and just about everybody else. But who would like to go next? Go ahead, my friend.
Thanks. I hope you were talking about me, because I saw Remy had a hand up as well. But I am Matt from Call of the Void. I'm CEO and co-founder. We are currently doing our open pool sale on paid for our Void token, and we are a top-down ARPG shooter, which is live now on Android and Play Store. And we are excited to have partners like Immutable, who we have Immutable Wallet in there, and you can join and play the game. We're releasing some really crazy things coming up soon. We have a huge $1 million airdrop campaign on the thing. We have collabs out the wazoo, and I'm just super excited to be up here and talking about hot games and cold wallets. So it's a subject close to my heart.
I think that is a huge achievement. I am I am very happy for you, my friend. Building a game is not done with one person. It takes a team, it takes a lot of blood, sweat, and tears, and it also takes time. And I cannot tell you how many like discords that I'll go into and like, you see some FUD, and I always tell people, I'm like, look, Rome wasn't built in a year, and gaming is no different. You are building a world. It's not like it's just osmosis. The shit's not going to build itself. It takes time. And you got to have that human touch. you can't just AI your way through building out a video game, you know? I'm sure there's some like finer filler details you can use with it, but it takes a lot of work to build out a game. And you know, people really like to pour their heart out into the stories, the music, the character design, the character development, all that stuff. And it's not like, oh, it's going to take 3 months. We didn't make our money back. Better go dump the floor. It's like, no, man, take your time. Like, it's a long-term hold. It's a long-term investment, but it always pays off. Like, it's not like people across the world are just like, I'm not playing video games anymore, right? Most of us love video games. That's why we're here, right? Remy, would you like to go next?
Yeah. Hello, everyone. My name is Rami. I'm the marketing lead of XP.NETWORK. XP.NETWORK is a multi-chain NFT bridge. We currently support 30 blockchains, EVM and non-EVM. And if you have NFTs that you want to bridge them to another blockchains, come to us. Thank you for having us.
Short, sweet, to the point. I love it. Who would like to go next?
Go on, I'll jump in, shall I? If that's okay. First of all, what's up, everyone? Some familiar faces as always. Matt, Beast League, Mystic, people all know, and of course Mr. Samurai himself. So my name's Niz. I'm the one of the co-founders of Devamon and managing partner of Saguni Studios, which is the studio behind Devamon. Devamon is it's an anime brand for those of you who haven't seen it. It's an anime brand which consists of various elements, but the key one we're focusing on right now is Callisto, which is a game available on Play Store, App Store. We've got a massive update coming tomorrow. Actually, the alpha release is already out on Play Store, App Store. It's kind of a starting point, but we've got a huge content update coming tomorrow, which we're really looking forward to, because we've integrated Build on Beam, and also with Immutable. So we're partnered with both of them for different aspects, and really looking forward to it, and pleased to be here. And check out the game if you can, please. And yeah, Matt, congrats to you as well. Some sterling work from you folks. So I'm rooting for you.
I just love to see this. All my friends, their games are coming out. Do you understand how hard it is to get like games on the app stores and stuff? Like, these are big freaking things, people. And that's the thing. Mobile gaming is definitely the alpha. Like, you can tap into mobile gaming. It's gonna go places, because there's a hell of a lot more mobile gamers than anything else. My freaking grandma, she handed me her tablet. I'm like, Jesus, you got like 400 games on this thing. What are you, a 5-year-old? So this is good. I like hearing it, and you know, it's a wonderful way to onboard the masses, right? And is anybody? I think is that Marcelo behind Beast League?
It is. It is. It usually is. I'm happy to be here, guys. As usual, always sharing the stage with amazing people. I hear some mobile games, so perfect cue for me. So Beast League, we are a mobile sports universe. For those that don't know, we're on iOS and Android Play Store. We got one of the best sports games around. I'm obviously biased, but we're cooking some really cool stuff. Basketball, think of basketball, but with a twist. You get some super cool abilities to use on the court. Every character has their special abilities and their unique traits that you're able to use against other players. So lots of cool stuff with that. We're also cooking up our second game, Boinkers, coming out in a very few coming weeks. We're really excited about that, and also announced our game studio, Acid Games. So I've been busy. We've been working, and yeah, I'm here. I mentioned it on my previous space just to give some context. I got a herniated disc today. It's an issue I've had for a while, but today it's really acting out. So if I'm not as energetic and as committed as I usually am, you guys know why. But super happy to be here either way. Didn't want to bail on the space. I'm always happy to be here, and yeah. Let's crush it.
Well, I very much appreciate all of you being here. I know everybody's busy. Hell, I almost missed the space because I was so busy working. So I'm happy to be here myself. Gates, I know you're. I think you're last. By all means, go ahead.
Appreciate it. This is Eric behind the gate today, or Ozone. I don't think I've had the personal pleasure of speaking with this crowd yet, but nice to meet you all, and thanks for having us on. The Gate is the foundational account behind the Born List, which is being developed by Cathedral Studios. Different audience here. The Born List is actually a PC game built in Unreal Engine 5. It's a horror extraction FPS that's set in the 1960s. And will be coming to you this fall, actually on Steam. We're up to about 210 wish lists on Steam, so we're killing it over there. And the Gate is our Web3 layer where all of the trading will be done so that we can remain Steam compliant. So it's an actual trading platform that's stacked on top of the Born List over on Steam. So I'm the QA lead over at Cathedral Studios, and then I obviously help out with the community side of things as well. And the Gate is a new account, so would massively appreciate anybody in the audience giving us a follow, because we're building out the following on this. And if you haven't followed the actual Born List official account as well, make sure to grab it there for all the latest game dev news on the Born List, and for all the Web3 stuff, you're looking at the Gate.
Well, welcome to the stage, and you're gonna love this crew. Like, everybody in this network is so chill. Everybody is significantly smarter than I am, so it's great being the dumbest person in the room. You're gonna learn something every single time, and I'm the dumbest one. So, today we're gonna be talking about hot games, cold wallets, part 2. It's gonna get steamy in here. Might get chilly. We don't know. We're gonna find out. And it's kind of a continuation of last week. And last week, 2 weeks ago, that was a very fun discussion. We had my buddy Michael K from Wallet Guard come through, and the guy knows his stuff, and everybody definitely learned something in that space. It was honestly amazing to get to hear his input on like Web3 security and the benefits of educating our communities. And that's something that I would definitely like to further discuss today. But as far as like where questions are concerned, like the first one I really wanted to touch on is there's like Consumer Reports, which rates all kinds of goods and services and stuff like that. But there really isn't a rating scale for Web3. And I really think that I would like to discuss that. Like, what rating scale system could we establish to ensure safety, proper, smooth interoperability, and most importantly, guarantees for both a game as well as, cold wallets? Is it integrated properly? Who would like to go first? Void?
I mean, I think it's one of the bizarre things about decentralized networks is that we kind of need some sort of centralized ability to detect and make sure that this is there. But then how do you trust them? And it's the same thing with every time a new standard comes out that this is the best standard, we then have more competing standards. So I think what we actually need is we need as a decentralized organization to come together and come up with a sort of like a gaming safety DAO that's between projects, that's run by founders, that isn't just like another sort of Discord for shilling. And I think everyone with a token with their treasury should put in a certain amount of token into that to basically create a treasury for game safety. And then we can as a group, we can sit down and we don't let the chains in, we don't let the wallets into this. We go through and we don't get organized and pushed by the same sort of forces that, regulate government and basically tell you, oh, come to our blockchain because here's a fat grant. We need to, as founders and as creators as well, review the chains and give them a sort of a rating system that we come up with where we say, this is what we think for safety. This is how good the team is to work for. This is the responsiveness, all of these kind of things. And then really just have a very professional space where we can actually come together and say, here's a certain portion of our treasuries that we can bail players out. Here's a bunch of our NFTs that we can use to refund. Here's a bunch of things that we can do to stop scammers. And then we need to en masse go to X. We need to en masse go into Telegram and find ways and find things that we can use our treasuries to do to sort of fund safety. Like, it would be really cool if we were all contributing a bit of our tokens and a bit of, maybe it's we can divide it by, if you're shrapnel, you have to pay more because you're super rich. But we need to come together and we need to start like helping each other keep their Discord safe, keep their Telegram safe, and all the rest. This would be amazing.
Man, I love that idea so much. You literally got the wheels. I don't have a ton of them, but you got the wheels in my head turning. I love this idea. And the other good thing is, guess what works? The blockchain. We can literally say, hey, look, the math ain't mathing. You're saying that your product or your game or your cold wallet does this, but the blockchain, which can't lie, is saying otherwise. And it would be a wonderful opportunity for us to host spaces just like we're doing now and allow people to come up and say, hey, look, this is what we're doing, this is what we're doing, and sometimes clear the air. I think sometimes people get a bad rap because of miscommunication, but I also think people are doing some shady stuff in the space, and it would be nice if the council can decide your fate. Like, if we can have, a group of people that are honorable and we're making games that are out there for the right reasons and stuff, yes, we can have a standard system that is like our Bitcoin standard. I'm not going to say gold because, hey man, we're focusing on the good stuff now. I love that idea. And I think the more we rate, games or cold wallets or interoperability or safety, all these things, we're probably going to start noticing what works, what doesn't work, and we'll also be able to integrate it into our own games. So we'll all simultaneously be improving what needs to get better and efficient and makes an overall better experience for our users, our gamers. I think that's the thing. People get kind of like freaked out when you say Web3 games. At the end of the day, they're just games. It's just got the Web3 programming in it. And it's like, if it's fun enough, they're going to want to play it. And if they can make money off of it, they're definitely going to want to play it. Who would like to go next?
Yeah, you kind of, all the elements that you mentioned are something we can trust, something that's, not corruptible, something that's, you described effectively all the elements that blockchain talks about. And it immediately sort of, Matt, you kind of echoed exactly what I thought. We can make, almost a DAO-like, or something which is like a DAO, or, similar structure to it, that can be a governing body or a governing set of rules which have to get adhered to, and you can implement technology around, with some kind of smart contract implementation. But, we're in Web3, we're in a decentral world because of, multiple advantages, but one of those is the fact that the blockchain don't lie. It might be a lot of things, but it don't lie, right? So from my point of view, yeah, I think, you've stumbled across the project here, a whole new project and a whole new business model here, potentially, right? So, who wants to start it up? Matt, you said it first.
I am incredibly busy, but I'd love to.
Look, Samurai, Walt Disney, he just skipped lunch, man, but he can't do it.
No, I honestly would. It's funny. I started a DAO with one of the Twitter spaces that I used to do weekly on Wednesday nights, and it was funny because we threw Pepe in there a long time ago, like last year, mid last year, and like a month or two ago. I was like, guys, didn't we put Pepe in our multi-sig wallet? And they're like, oh yeah. It's like $600 or $700 worth now. I'm like, dang. So like now we've got, and I think stuff like that, you gotta look at almost like compounding interest. What if, some of our tokens start accelerating a little bit more than others, and that actually can help someone that might lose their assets. We can use this to help other properties if they decide, hey, we want to expand our security system for our game. Maybe that's something that we can use collectively, because I think that's one of the biggest things we really have to focus on is security. It is so easy to lose everything. I did not know what was going on with a couple of projects. There was one in the news that just lost, I think, $300 million. That is an insane amount of money. And the same thing happened to Axie Infinity. I mean, I think somebody posed as like the CFO or something like that and literally extracted the like half the wallet or something. I mean, that's crazy. So when you have something like a multi-sig wallet, I think as much as they are a pain in the arse, they really do make things, have a lot more gated systems. You can't just make it easy for someone to go in there and just gank all your stuff, especially when everybody works so hard to build what we have. Yes, DeFi, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to jump off your point about multi-sig wallets. I think one thing about that as well is, you can't just say, oh, we have a multi-sig, but it's like, 3 out of 5 signers and you don't know who any of them are. Especially when it comes to like, say, multi-millions or billions of dollars. So that's like one thing I've definitely seen be criticized of like some of these, layer ones and side chains and whatnot, even though they have like, tons of apps and things built on them, that sometimes their weakest link is actually the multi-sig controlling the bridge onto the chain. So I think scrutiny on some of those things is definitely required. One person I follow that probably has some hot takes most of the time, and people kind of tell him to shut up, is Chris Bleck, and he's one of the biggest proponents of calling out different chains and their multi-sigs, and you don't know who they are. But I think people need to start following and at least listening to what people like him have to say, because we need to start making games and chains and how they're designed and their security features more accountable, and make them answer the question, why is this like your weakest link? Why don't you change how this is designed, or be a little more transparent? I think we need a lot more of that in this space for sure.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. I think sometimes founders are so focused on getting their game out, and they're trying to stick to their timeline. They're trying to make their holders happy, that kind of thing. Maybe people are just like waiting for this game to come out and stuff. And maybe there's gaps in their security. You cannot leave those holes open and available, because hackers are always looking for a way to exploit things. I just read that in 2023, there was $1.7 billion, with a B, $billion stolen in crypto. That is insane. And in 2022, there was $2.2 billion stolen. So, I mean, I'm going to have to play it up to, there's a lot better security out there now, and we're all trying to educate better, but it's like, that's still it is a business to like steal from people. So it's just like, if we can lock it up tight, I think Void has a great idea with us working together and kind of like, building up like a rating system, a treasury, so we can make sure if something happens, people are taken care of, and business as usual. It doesn't stop the flow, because it's like, when you get bad press, I know people are like, oh yeah, any press is good press, but it's like, well, not when you get like a bad exploit on your safety. Like, people want that safety guarantee that the money that they've invested is safe, that the assets that they've purchased are safe. And some of these assets, they're not $60. Some of these are, I mean, shoot, some of the samurais that I bought were well over $400. So it's like, I'd be hurting pretty good if I lost all that stuff, It's not like I'm buying a $60 game here. Void, go ahead.
Yeah, so I think one of the key points you sort of brought up there is like, people are focused on the game and the security might have holes in it. I think a lot of it is that a lot of the knowledge is new, especially if you've come into the space from Web 2. I mean, Jesus, the amount of haggling over even getting the token to launch and like making sure that all of the all of the people are happy with the prices and all of these kind of things in the rounds, you really have to end up relying on some other people. So it would be nice if we had a way to say, like, at least help each other and say, these guys are really good with this, or they're really good with wallet security. Because sometimes it's just something you don't know. So, and I think this is the most dangerous and the scariest part, is that there could be a rogue dev, there could be something, especially when we're acting in this kind of way of like, we have people who are pseudonymous all the time, or we have non-docs developers. You might be pushed into this point where you need to get the game out, you need to do this, and then you just forget something, or you just don't know that you don't know. So I think one of the things that would be really fantastic is if we did have a treasury and if we sort of audited each other's games, or we audited the people that we use. Like, we need to watch the watchers as well. I mean, and one of the things I think would be really strong is if we do this and if we have a treasury and we work together on this, as you say, like, the tokens will become more valuable. And you said what, like 2 billion was stolen in 22? That was the bear market, man. That would probably be like 8 billion now. Christ. That was a good haul in 22. I mean, you're going to start seeing North Korea making some like crazy faster than light travels and fusion generators in the next couple of years thanks to this. So we got to be better at protecting our stuff, and most of all, we got to be better at protecting our communities. And I think that's what it comes down to. We should be able to be rated by each other and by our peers and by our communities, and that gives a good system. And as much as people hate Metacritic, like, people still listen to them for the games reviews.
Yeah.
So I think, unexpectedly, I think we honestly should put our heads together and explore this idea. What would be a good system of having us potentially rate these projects?
I think submit our proposals, right? So basically, effectively, best blockchain for gaming, most secure solution for, and have very specific items, and then people can cast votes, or based on their experience. It's completely unexpected, I know, but that would be one way I would do it, because I'd want to know, as a founder, I often want to know, well, who can I go to for security around backends, AWS backends, talking to Firebase database, or the database API connection, going up to the smart contracts, really specific shit. But like, in the end, you don't know who's good, who's not, or even around marketing agencies around different regions. Yeah, that's another point. It's a real pain point for us at the moment. Who specifically, will work in this area for this demographic, for this particular type of, player, for example, anime, Southeast Asia, who can we use? So I think having that information already there, available within a platform where real life people on a trusted platform have actually, based on their experience, given it a rating. Almost like, the reviews, like Google reviews or whatever, but have it essentially on the blockchain, so it's for real.
And to somewhat add to your point, I wonder if there should almost be like a vetting process of an extended period of time. Like, it can't just be like, oh, we're a brand new game. Like, technically, it could be a rug. We don't know that. It would have to be an established thing. Almost like it takes time for you to build credit. You would have to have like, hey, these guys have been around for, let's just say, I'm just throwing a number out here. I'm not you can't hold me to this. But let's say these guys have been around for 6 months and they have really proven themselves in the space. They have an excellent security system. This is their consumer base. This is how many daily users that they have. This is their security system. This is their interoperability. All those things. I think like not rushing into it is actually a good thing. And I know a lot of people will probably disagree with me on that, but because so many of us do spontaneous things in the space, we've all been burned by something in Web3. But a lot of times the patient ones are the ones that come out on top. Go ahead, Gate.
Yeah, I was just going to add, and it's a little tangential, but, I do think that there's a bit, we've been talking about kind of DAO and more manual human solutions so far, but I do think there's a bit of a product vacuum for better blockchain explorers, right? There's a big knowledge gap between who can actually, when a new smart contract goes live, a new token or whatever, right? Like just arbitrarily kind of throwing out a percent, I'd guess, only 1-2% of the space can like open that up and, start to spot red flags. Like everybody kind of knows generic stuff, but it's more on the social side of things. So I do think there's a really big need in the space for, building blockchain explorer sites that are much more friendly for UI UX and for the average user that can't, parse through something like ETHScan to actually, start to dig into like wallets, see if there's bot activity going on, et cetera, because unless you're experienced, it is pretty hard to parse through. And if you're somebody that's coming over like fresh from Web 2, you honestly just don't stand a chance if you're going over and trying to look at blockchain data.
And that's the thing. Being available to help those that maybe want to transition in from Web 2 to Web 3, almost like a teaching. I think that's one thing that we discussed in part 1. It really is our responsibility to educate. And when we're not educating, and people are just coming in here blindly and getting absolutely wrecked, we really have failed them, as what I would consider a team. Like, this is a team effort. We do want to succeed. Look, not everybody's going to make it. That's just a fact. But if we can collectively not get wrecked, I think that is definitely a massive win. I love what Wallet Guard is doing with having verified dApps. And I know they did that with Nifty Island. I would like to see more of our games utilizing that feature. Then you're not downloading bad links. I mean, that is a very nerve-wracking experience, especially if you're connecting multiple wallets for a game. You want to make sure you click the right link, you know what I mean? Go ahead, Beastleak.
Damn it, Waldis, you already jumped to my answer. I'm kidding. I was going to definitely touch on the education piece, but before I do that, I really like the example you raised with Nifty Island. Personally, not behind Beast League, but as a personal user of Nifty, I haven't been on as much recently. I've been busy, but that's definitely something I really valued that Charles had done. I don't remember how many players there's been already. I think you had mentioned Waldis on another space, tens of thousands or whatever, but the amount of players that they've onboarded, it's amazing to see that no one's been hacked within that community. And to your point, they've crushed it. Wallet Guard has done an incredible job. There's many other tools. I think you should probably use all of them, if anything. Another tool that, going back to Nifty Island that they collaborated with was, I think, called Delegate.xyz or something like that, which I really loved because it basically enables you to authenticate ownership of an asset in your cold wallet through a hot wallet. So that's essentially what I had done. I got my little pudgy in my cold wallet. I'm traumatized. I'm absolutely traumatized because I've been hacked in the past. I'm like so paranoid now about like where I connect my wallet, what am I signing, all this stuff where through delegate.xyz, it made it in a very easy way through a hot wallet, basically done it in a way where you're able to prove ownership through your cold wallet with a hot wallet that doesn't even touch your cold wallet. So that's something that Nifty Island had also done, so really cool stuff. I'd love to see more games do that, and definitely think that's super important. And to kind of build off of your point of the education piece, I think that I agree. If we want to onboard gamers, we want to bring on people that naturally are non-crypto native people, we're definitely going to have to, and this also goes to a lot of people that are crypto native that don't know everything. I'm still learning a lot of stuff. Thank you, Aldis, for pinning up the Catalyst video we did yesterday. That was awesome. I think
Yeah,
it's really...
I'm trying to get everybody's up there if I can. If you guys have stuff from your projects, please share it up to the top, and also please like and retweet this space. Go ahead, Marcel.
You're the best. Yeah, no, shout out to Catalyst. They killed it. I think that, if we want to definitely onboard more players, gamers, and all this stuff, that people that are not as crypto native, and this also adds to the point. I think a lot of people that are crypto native are still not aware of all the details when it comes to when it comes to security, and there's always more to learn, right? So I think that it's also our responsibility as games and as building these projects and communities to educate our community and to I think keep people in the know, especially when it comes to things like Discord security. I think that I didn't realize until I've dealt with some issues a while ago, but if your Discord isn't intact, if you're not warning, you're gonna have impersonators, you're gonna have bots, you're gonna have scammers all the time, and the bigger your Discord grows, obviously, the more important the security is. And I think that, keeping people aware of what are the risks, how to be careful, how to protect their assets, and all this stuff that come with that, I think are super important. And something I talk right now, I'm just going to close that. But yeah, that's kind of my point there. I'll leave it at that. But definitely, I think it's really important to try to educate others as well, especially those that are probably less familiar with what goes on in crypto and everything else. So yeah, the newcomers, right?
Absolutely. And I mean, it doesn't have to be boring to educate stuff. Like, honestly, one thing I love about having Michael K come into the spaces is he's got a great sense of humor, but he can also scare the living shite out of everybody because he has the ability to just like hack, but he's one of the good guys. You know what I mean? And, just like he says in spaces, if your phone number is attached to your Twitter account, remove it. People can SIM swap from that phone number. Remove it. You don't need it to be in the space. And guess what? You can still make phone calls and FaceTime video without the phone number. So you don't need it in there. It's unnecessary. And if it gets hacked, you can literally get SIM swapped. I didn't know that. He was the one that taught me. And I
Yeah.
don't want someone to lose, you know?
And just to add to that, that's like literally a perfect example of what, when it comes to just educating your community and stuff. Like, people don't know these things. Even us that are that are in Web3, it's like I had to learn that too. And it's like, oh shit, yeah, no, probably having two-factor everyone's like, yo, have two-factor authorization, but it's like that's one piece of it. Don't have it connected to your phone though. Use a third-party app like Google Authenticator, for instance. So it's like these little details, and there's dozens of these little details that I think a lot of people aren't aware. Now we're seeing so many what are they called? Social engineering scams, right? Where people are pretending to be whatever, whether it's a job, and definitely in Web3 gaming, people, that's what I like when it comes to Discord. 99% of your unread messages in that folder are going to be people that are likely sending you scam links, and a lot of them are like, hey, beta test this game, just test it out. And it's like, I know I've fallen a victim to that over years ago when I was very new to the space. I'm like, oh shit, I got drained. And it's like, I didn't know that. And it's like, these are the little things that I think a lot of people might miss out on. And it's just, just nudging them with these little educational bits that I think could really go a long way. But yeah, I didn't want to cut off DeFi Zoo. I see he's got his hand up. I just wanted to jump in on that because I love it. I think it's super important. And it's these little things that make such a big difference. And the worst thing is losing your assets. I think many of us have been there before, and it's like definitely don't want others to have to go through that because it's a fucking pain.
No, Beastly, you're totally not cutting me off at all because you made a ton of great points there. Me being, an admin in quite a few different Discords and Telegram groups, I even find there's probably like 25 imposters of me on Twitter, and I'm like, why does anybody want to pretend to be me? Like, I'm just, some guy, bringing communities together, playing games and, working with projects that, I strongly believe in. And, you know, people will pretend to be anybody who they think may have, a potential, bag behind their profile picture or, username on Discord or Telegram. I'm a big proponent of, educating people what settings to even use in Telegram to, filter out new messages, use your folders, things like that. Don't share your phone number on Telegram because by default your phone number is being shared. There's I could go on forever. Like it's the same thing on Discord. You can make your Discord so locked down that you have to add someone else as a friend before they can DM you. And if you both have that, then someone has to actually turn off that setting so one can add the other as a friend, and then you turn it back on. It's almost like a two-factor friend request security on Discord. If you're not operating on Discord that way, I don't know what you're doing. If you like seriously, that I could go on forever because I've seen it all. One of my good friends in the crypto space, Kevin Svensson Crypto, he's probably got about 120,000 followers here on Twitter and like 75,000 on YouTube. I'm his main Discord admin, and I've probably seen like 100 imposters of him. And back in 2021, I actually got socially engineered by one. So like I have this fire inside me because something happened to me from someone I knew in real life, like in person, and he like put me as the admin, and I was like, well, it was like a long day. I got a message. It looked like him. He's like, I'm working on this video. I need some Ethereum. Do you know anything about like account limits on Coinbase or something? Made up this very convincing story, and I got socially engineered. So now I have this like fire inside me because I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people. At least it was not a full drain. It was like hey, send me some Ethereum, and then poof, it's gone. But still, definitely agree that that's like your community is in Telegram and Discord. If you're not like warning people on a daily basis, like what to look out for, and like, saying don't accept DMs, change your settings to this, you're not going to have a community because then they just think you're the scammers because they're pretending to be you. So like, I definitely think that's like, I'm very glad that came up because now you got me all fired up. But I think before you got me all fired up, I was thinking about shouting out Hyperplay is a Web3 gaming launcher who actually reviews and audits codes and patches of Web3 games. And you're able to, I think they just announced today that you can actually access most of the games right through MetaMask portfolio. They have like a snap or something. But if your game isn't working with Hyperplay, you should probably reach out to them and get them to, list on there because basically, like Beast League said, there will be people who come after you pretending to be somebody from some game and say, hey, do you want like an early access test of this? And then you're done. And then you got rugged. And then you got malware all over your system and you might get rugged again. So yeah, definitely, things like Hyperplay, Wallet Guard, using Brave browser, using, different hardware wallets and things, all super important. But even more important, I think, is knowing the right settings to have on your Discord and Telegram to really filter out the BS that is just going to come after you all the time. Because that's like, you got to start at the very bottom rung. The easiest thing to fix is just like, know how to secure your accounts and like know what to look for as far as scammers coming after you.
Hey, bro, I just also want to jump in here, man. I love everything you said, and it's just, it's funny, but being admins or community managers, I'd argue, we're probably some of the biggest targets because we're running these big communities, and people definitely want to, you're joking, like, why would anybody want to impersonate you? Bro, you're valuable. People want to be you because they see you as admin, and it's like, yo, if I pretend to be this guy, I could convince community members. If they manage to compromise your account, now they get access to these servers and all this shit. So, working as a community manager, working as a moderator, as an admin, it's dangerous out here. This is information we need to be mindful of, and we're some of the biggest targets just because we're running a lot of these communities. So yeah, it's just something I wanted to put out there. But I loved your answer, man.
I'll add into that because I think it's funny, same thing being a front of house for these projects. I don't know about you, but on a notepad, I just have a copy paste. No, the team doesn't do DMs for securities. Open a ticket if you want to chat. And the number of people that after asking to DM, then just leave the server, right? Because they're just trying to get you to DM them to start up a social engineering scam. It's actually hilarious. I have to paste that multiple times a day, every single day.
You know what? I just got a DM and it said that they're going to pay me 0.3 Ethereum every week to test their game. I think it's real, guys. I think I'm going to click this link right now in this space. Oh, I got hacked. No, just kidding. No. And imagine someone is trying to be Walt Disney. What a scam artist. That's horrible. I couldn't imagine that happening. Go ahead, Void.
Yeah, I think it's incredible how easy it is for that shit to happen because even sometimes your mods get hacked by something and the mod that you've trusted for ages is suddenly accidentally or just putting bots that spam links onto the server and everyone has to go into super lockdown. It's crazy how quickly something can happen if you're not immediately on the other end of the line when a mod needs you, then you're going to get absolutely rinsed. And I think even wider than this, there's one thing that is incredibly prevalent as a founder is the amount of people giving you fake listing scams, pretending to be from even they don't pretend to be from Binance anymore. They're getting a little bit better. They're pretending to be from Mexi. They're pretending to be from Gate or all of the kind of easy to list things. And they will actually go through a lot of effort to set up a Twitter page or a LinkedIn and a Twitter page. And they will sit there and they will get ready to just try and get money out of you. And God knows it must work because there are so many of them now that you can actually verify anyone on any of the major exchanges. They have a verification page that you can actually paste in the LinkedIn or the details of these people, whether it's a phone number, whether it's just the email address or whether it's a Twitter account, and it will say this is not an official source or this is. And that's something that is absolutely important because all of these people spam their fake verify links with them in the mails, which is hilarious. But not only have they gone to the trouble of doing all of this already, they've also gone to the trouble of setting up a fake verification page, which would verify them as well. So, and another interesting scam that comes out if you're a founder, if you're going to live events, you know that most of the sort of Web2 community have heard of Eventbrite, whereas crypto people have apparently never heard of this major, huge app for events. So they all use Luma. So what people have started doing is they've started scamming an event that's on Luma, on Eventbrite, so that they can get your email or whatever details that they can possibly grab off you. And sometimes it's Connect Wallet, sometimes it's just getting into your email and then believing that you're actually part of this community. There's a lot of deep and dark things going on in our space. If only these people put all of their industry into actually making the things grow, then we would be unstoppable.
Yeah, there's a really good one that was recent I found. I got a message from someone claiming to be a journalist for CoinDesk and another one for Forbes, and both of them saying, "Oh, we need to do an interview with you. Book in here with our Calendly to get a meeting." Then you click on the link and it takes you to a page that looks like Calendly, but then it asks for access to your Twitter to take over your Twitter, and you look at it and you're like, "Yeah, I'm not." So then I messaged her back and said, "Look, I'm not clicking this. Who are you?" And then she's like, "No, you have to click the link." I was like, "Nah, it's all right." And then I kind of dropped the message into CoinDesk, and CoinDesk said, "No, not ours." But they're really, they've got lots of followers on X. They've got loads of kind of, and they're constantly retweeting articles from CoinDesk. Then in this bio they'll put, journalist at CoinDesk or journalist at Forbes or whatever. And it made me think for a second, and then you kind of well, no, I'm not giving you access to everything. But they're getting smarter. But like you said, Matt, rightly so, they put their industry to play. Then we could actually make something instead of breaking something.
Just click the link. It's super duper safe, man.
I clicked the link that you sent me. You asked me for an ETH just now, right? I sent it to you.
I swear, man. You know, another way to scare the ever-living crap out of scammers, ask them to FaceTime you. I got nothing to hide. You can see my ugly-ass face. I want to see your ugly-ass face. I want to see the person that's trying to scam me. So then I can track you down and give you a decentralized ass whipping. Go ahead, DeFi.
You know what's crazy
Yeah.
about that? They usually never ever do that. I just want to say that piece. They never want to jump on a Google Meet call, or if they do, they never show their face. Sus.
Oh,
Anyways,
I called one. I called one today. Like I had one from MEXC, apparently, and he came up and he had his script that he was reading because he could barely speak English. And bless him, he had his little student room, and he just looked like some average Chinese student trying to get some money out of people. And I was just laughing the whole time. But yeah, that was a definite waste of 15 minutes, but it was quite fun.
Yeah, so Devomon actually kind of shouted out one of the things that I had my hand for, the DM scams with the Calendly or fake Google Meet or whatnot. It really kind of comes back to, if it sounds too good to be true, it probably is, or we should probably just assume that everything's a scam until proven not a scam. That's kind of the way I operate in the space a lot of times. So, I think the only other thing I was going to say was, one thing definitely on the Telegram side of things. I forget. I think it was Walt Diz here who said something, and then Call the Void as well. Even on Telegram, there's one scam that you're. So,
Is he rugged?
no, I'm back. I had an alarm going off and it rugged me. Sorry, what was I saying? On Telegram, so there's a way that people can hide their username and actually replace their bio with a real admin's username. It was just like one of the things that from what we were discussing before, things to look out for. So that's like definitely one where like, even like, if you're know the person's username, if you're not looking close enough and it says username hidden and then their bio says someone's, like, it'll actually link to the real person's, like the real admin's username in their bio. So like that's definitely something to look out for. I haven't seen it too much lately, but definitely a thing that I've ran into quite a few times in the past.
I was told that also don't have auto download set for media inside of Telegram because people can set in
yes,
there's
yes. This
some
is
sort of
what
scam. So I turned that off immediately because some of the crapper coins that I was in, some of those telegrams are just honestly just moon boy mentality, stupidest thing I've ever seen. But it was like they would make announcements, but people would just post all these pictures and just clog up my data line. And I'm just like, now that I don't have to see all those pictures, it's like actually kind of nice. So go ahead, Diva.
Oh yeah, I kind of forgot the one other thing I was gonna say. Someone was saying about like trying to call the scammers. I've called imposters of myself, and people have answered and like hung up on me before. But and I think I've actually returned exactly what you just said. I've spammed like 1,000 stickers in a row until like a scammer blocks me. But you got to kind of figure out a way to at least waste their time a little bit
I'm the same way.
to move on to the next one.
I love wasting their time. I'll always fuck with them. I'll just be like, yo, I just sent 10 ETH. Like, did you get it? Like, man, it's one of my favorite topics.
I'm not seeing this on the blockchain. Where is it? Oh, you just gotta look a little bit harder. Make them sweat a little bit. This is good. I like this.
We need to start sending them drainers back. We all need to have like a good old drainer and then just send it straight back and send them through some like, I always thought the best one was when you can actually set up your own premium rate phone number and you tell them there's the login to your bank and then it's just like the account you are logging into, and it would just be really long and it would be like, please enter the following number, 1 2. And then it would always say, no matter what they entered, like, it's wrong. Please re-enter the number and just keep going and just see how much money you can make out of these people. I think that would be amazing.
Thank you. You've called the Federal Bureau of Investigations. Our lines are all busy. Please wait.
Bro, you're
Oh
by
my
far my
gosh.
favorite voice actor in Web3. I'm calling you that from now on.
You gotta have fun with this stuff.
I honestly thought FBI was on the line then. I was about to hang up.
Yeah, man, they're going to come for us. The SEC are going to come for us. I think if you're ever going to scare someone who's a project founder who's just launched a token, just ring them and say like, hey, it's, have you got time to talk to the SEC? And they'd be like, holy shit. But yeah, I think I would voice clip Roger Esports because he has that kind of mafia voice that if you fuck with him, you're going to sleep with the fishes. I love that guy. He's great.
I definitely I'm in a lot of like group chats on X, and very often people will ask me, they'll be like, dude, can you just read this dialogue and send it to us as a voice note? I'm like, yeah, sure. So I'll send them stuff, and sometimes I'll do like a National Geographic documentary, and it's really funny stuff. But you gotta have fun. Like, you can't be serious all the time. Like, I think that's why we love Web3 culture. The memes, the videos, like, some of this stuff is so freaking hilarious, and the rest of the world has absolutely no idea that we're doing any of this stuff. And it's hysterical. Like, you gotta laugh at all of it. And even, like, you know, I love the fact that some of my closest friends, they have gotten drained. And to see them not only bounce back, but have such a good attitude about the whole thing and be humble about it, and not like, oh, I can't believe this was done to me. They're just like, it was actually my fault, but like, laugh about it, you know? I think that's good. Like, there's definitely some serious, healing powers of laughter. Like, if you can laugh through your pain, like, you're doing good. You're gonna be alright. We did actually hit the 5 o'clock hour. This conversation was amazing. I know next week is gonna be a little bit interesting. I'm gonna be discussing, neuroscience. I'm not a scientist, and I definitely am not smart enough to be one. However, I want to focus on the effects that the brain has from playing video games. There are different chemicals in the brain when you start discussing like neuroscience and stuff, and those chemicals are released from different experiences that we have. And I really want to focus on that because I'm wondering if some of these newer games that we're coming out with in Web3 are focusing more on like dopamine, or are they, giving, are we getting adrenaline rushes from playing these games? I don't know. And I really want to focus on that and explore that conversation. So that's what we're going to be going over next week. It was probably a little bit confusing, so I had to change up the wording a little bit. But, yeah, I think that's going to be a great conversation. I do want to thank all of you for coming. You guys are a bunch of rock stars. Did anybody want to, discuss anything further, or do you got anything good coming up here? I mean, I saw some of you guys you got your games coming out on the App Store. Congratulations. That's a huge deal. Marcelo, go ahead.
Yeah, no, I'm going to keep mine short. I just have to jump on my next call. Just want to say thank you, Waldiz, for hosting these awesome spaces. I think this is a really important subject. Just, security and asset protection is a very important topic. So well done. Neuroscience, I love it. I'll try to be there. I have a bachelor's in psychology until I shifted to Web3 full time. So maybe I'll be there. I love it.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah, I'll try to be there. I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'll pass it to the next people. I'm gonna hop off. Love you guys. Peace.
Thanks, brother. Void, go ahead.
So thanks for inviting me. This has been a fantastic space. And if I ever have time to make a security focus down with everyone, I would love to. But I mean, I'm here and everyone's up here. And thank you so much for coming and listening. It's been a really great panel chat. Not so many people in the audience, but that's good because I think it's always better when it's therapy for us lot. But yeah, I am duty bound to just shill Call of the Void. It's download now on Play Store or Apple App Store. And yeah, buy the token, buy all, not financial advice, but yeah, do it. It's on Paid Ignition. If you are on Paid Ignition and you've not bought enough, please buy enough. Papa needs a new pair of sheets, I guess. I don't know, man. I'm just really busy. But yeah, thank you again. Love you all.
I appreciate you, man. Go ahead, Desmond.
Hey, I think we need to do some shoe collections for Matt. Yeah, so good luck with that, Matt, and I'm sure you guys will smash it, no doubt. We've got our update coming tomorrow as well, Devamon, and my only thing I'm going to ask you all is just to play the game. Follow us, play the game, and follow the projects, and hopefully you'll enjoy and have some fun along the way. And good luck to you all, and good night. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we got a good group. Like, dude, I gotta say, man, ex-co-hosts, they find some badass games and stuff. I started playing Forgotten Playland. Dude, I love it. It's so freaking cool. It was like Fusion Frenzy and Mario Party combined, but with like, you know, Unreal Engine 5 graphics. I'm like, I'll take more of this, you know? Go ahead, DeFi.
Yeah, just wanted to, thank you for having us up here again. Definitely look out for the news coming from the player gaming blockchain. We should be transitioning to our mainnet Avalanche subnet very soon, kind of pending on a date, but hoping, it should be sometime this month, if not, within a couple weeks here at most. But looking forward to that, and definitely looking forward to some of the games in our ecosystem that already exist, kind of transition to our new player gaming universe. In my name, Zoo Racer, it's part of a game in our ecosystem, Zoo Racers. It's basically like Twisted Metal meets Fortnite on chain. It's not a racing game per se. You're kind of racing to loot to collect the most points before like the 7-minute match is over. So big open world PvP, like free for all battle, just trying to, collect points and get rewarded on chain there. So definitely looking forward to, organizing some more tournaments and game nights and stuff like that. And whooping some butt, because I've, probably played the most games out of anyone. But I'll teach some people the tricks of the trade. There's no secrets to the techniques and whatnot. But looking forward to that, and looking forward to the next space I can join with you guys. And I'll be looking out for the. I saw something about your playtest for Samurai Saga, but I didn't see an update tweet. So hopefully I didn't miss it.
That's
but,
right.
I'll try and hop in the next one too.
So I can touch on that very briefly. I asked this morning, Gian, and I also asked, Dino Tomic, who's he's like pretty much our creative art director, all that stuff. And he's been working on God knows how many games. So this newer update, when it goes live, and we should be doing our playtest next week, you are now going to be able to play as the kaiju. So you finally get to play as the villain, which is so great. And you can just whoop all the samurai's ass at the same time, which I think sounds just amazing. And I can't wait to see it. I think that's going to be a lot of fun. Just playing the game in general is a lot of fun. And it's such a gorgeous looking game. I'm blown away at what they've been able to pull off. Gian said, I don't know how many times, he's like, I want this to be the best game in Web3. And he's doing a great job. It's not like it's like, oh, come on, dude, it looks okay. It's a good looking game. It plays, it's fun. And we had such a great response when we did our play test a couple weeks ago. So I'm really looking forward to meet up with some of these other streamers and stuff. I know there's been a few that I've ran into in New York that really want to test it out as well. So I'm definitely looking forward to that. Rami, did you want to say anything, or Gate as well?
Yeah, I do have to run myself as we are over the hour, so I'll keep it short and sweet. Just echoing all the good vibes. Love the conversation today. For the Gate and the Bornless, biggest two things for us is, please follow this account as it's fresh. And then the really big one for us is if you're in front of your desktop, pop open Steam and wishlist us on Steam to help us climb that storefront. That's our big marketing push. So
But I'm gonna probably close this space out. I thank you guys enough, as well as all the listeners and those who listen after for the recording. And don't miss next week's space. You guys have a great week. We'll talk to you later.